My VHT Special 6 has a Celestion V30 speaker, which is a more aggressive cone. More of an aggressive cone. I'm a bit of a fucking nerd when it comes to Celestion speakers.
Excellent. That's a valve amp, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Yes. And it's one of the only valve amps you can buy these days. Even though you can't buy them now because they don't make them with an EF86 preamp channel.
Oh, yeah, one of those.
Yeah. The Bratty EF86.
Bratty.
Most preamp channels are 12A87.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bono.
It's nothing God is there instead of you. Out of joy, put your arms around the world. It's Christmas time.
He's just on
George Michael. God say a prayer. At Christmas time. Who does this bit? It's hard. Where's voice cracks? I'd be a young girl. You came and you changed my world. Genghis Khan.
Like 3 bottles of wine.
Oh. Nah, I don't remember that.
No, you didn't.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Welcome
To
the Nish.
K.
No. In. Welcome anyway. All those
Are we going headphones
from
tonight?
around the world.
You don't have to.
I'm wearing my headphones.
Oh, let's get rid of the keyboard.
You may have the keyboard. Keyboards with
hello to all our listeners on Spotify, particularly.
Why are we getting the hits?
Nope.
Okay.
No, I'm just singling them out for some praise. Thank you.
Reminding them of Patreon.
Oh yeah, shit. Have we still got that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not logged in since I set it up.
There might be thousands.
I'd imagine you get an email.
No, you wouldn't.
If all the people who don't listen to us just send 10p, that'd do.
That would be billions.
I found a t-shirt printing shop in Preston.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've not tapped them up yet because I imagine they'll want to do like hundreds.
Yeah.
I only want one.
Can you not just do it on the internet?
Well, you got delivery then, you see, which is probably half the cost again, isn't it?
One's going to be more expensive.
Yeah, it's called economies of scale.
Economies of scales. Yes. So you buy 1 million.
Yeah, I was going to buy one and see just for
1
myself, and then offer them out once I have a supply chain.
Oh, dear.
Merch.
Yeah,
Merch.
if anyone wants one.
Beer mats. We should do like shitty cardboard beer mats with our logo on. What else?
I need like a high-res JPEG of the logo you made. Probably.
I've got one. I've got a PNG. Ping.
Right.
So yeah,
All right.
you can have it.
What's PNG stand for?
Portable network graphics, I think.
What does JPEG stand for?
Joints, penis enlargement garage. No idea. JPEG. Nope. Don't know what GIF stands for either. Something image format. Great image format.
Follow us on Twitter, Amish Inquisition Podcast. YouTube, you can find us on YouTube as well.
YouTube.
So I've been thinking about YouTube. You know, we should do some video. Not of us, obviously, because we're far too beautiful for visual. But we could maybe do some stop motion animation with all this shit.
Like Adam and Joe.
Yeah. But people don't know about Adam and Joe anymore.
Right. No.
Which is a shame. But
Yeah, you can do that if you want. I don't think I'd be very good at that. I don't think I'm that creatively minded when it comes to
You could direct.
Sort of isn't that the creative job?
All right. Yeah.
Directing.
You could be
I could be a grip.
a grip. Yeah.
Best boy. Gaffer. Best boys
Yeah.
are electricians, aren't they? Isn't the best boy
I
electrician?
can't remember.
Don't know.
Or lighting. Is grip lighting? There's some they all mean
Special
real jobs,
terms.
don't they? Yeah, special Hollywood terms, aren't they?
Grip. Get a grip.
Yeah.
Get a grip of the grip. Best boy.
Hollywood.
Harvey Weinstein. Spacey's latest film. Well, it's an important day today.
It is.
It's the 11th of November.
It is.
It's
Armistice Day.
This is a very significant one because it's the 100th anniversary.
Yes. Yeah. Did you go to church?
I did.
Is that right?
You went to church?
Strong contingent from your family in the row in front. All female.
You were conspicuous by your absence.
Who?
Was both sisters there?
No, actually, I was surprised. I thought your elder sister would be there, but she wasn't.
No, she's not been well.
Oh, she not?
No.
Oh, dear. Right. No, but your other sister and her daughter was there, plus her son-in-law,
Right, bloody hell.
plus your sister-in-law and her son.
How come you went to church?
Beavers parade of the Beavers. My eldest was a flag bearer,
Just to watch?
just for support.
Yeah.
I didn't take part in the service. I didn't answer any of the
Calls.
calls to arms or sign of the cross or communion or any of that.
Alright,
But I
okay.
was just there because
You know, silent and respectful.
Did you sing
Yeah.
the national anthem?
it wasn't on offer.
No, it's,
Was it not?
It's Catholic church.
I went to a C of E.
Exactly.
And we had, lots of national
Really?
hymns. Yeah, we did. I vow to thee, my country, and Jerusalem one.
Oh, I bet that was
It
good.
was ace.
Thing is, the organist
Loved
at
it.
our church is a bit shit.
Yeah,
Ah.
she's not the best, is she?
No, I think she broke it as well because there was 2 hymns where there was no organ. So I think my missus said, she broke the organ.
The best one is sometimes they have a soloist flute player, a flutist.
Really?
A
Flautist?
A flautist.
Right. Jazz. Jazz flute song.
And she just does it by herself, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Balls out.
Not with singing, not a hymn or anything.
Oh, yeah. With obviously people sing, but she just plays the flute.
My brother,
Cool.
who may well be listening, used to be in a band that played at church.
Ooh.
At the front.
Church band.
Yeah.
Church band.
Yeah. With, I think, do you remember Ollie, Mr. H?
Yeah.
I think one of his daughters was involved.
Oh, yeah, they were all very
I
musical.
don't think they had drums. No, they might have had drums.
Very good singers, his daughters.
Are they?
2 of them, yeah.
Right.
I don't know about the third one.
Oh, yeah. The eldest one was in a band.
Yeah, she
in
still is.
Preston.
She still is, I think.
Yeah. Can't
Quite
remember
good
the name. Yeah, but
covers
they're
band.
quite a good covers band. Used to do Fleetwood Mac and stuff
All
like
right,
that.
cool.
Mhm.
But yeah, he was in a band at church.
What did he play?
Guitar.
Triangle.
No, electric guitar.
Oh, electric.
Yeah, I
Oh,
still
that's
have it. It's in the. It's knackered like
A
the electronics
specific
have gone.
church electric guitar.
Church issue.
A holy guitar.
It was like a black Yamaha RGX.
Wow.
It was like a metal guitar, and it had a full front face perspex pickguard.
Right.
The idea of it being that that underneath the pickguard was like a graphic of like a flaming skull or something. And obviously he took that out because he's quite reserved in that respect, I would say.
Demure.
He's not. I mean, he's never into heavy rock anyway.
No.
So he removed that.
Neither am
It
I.
was just plain black. No, well, most people have a phase, don't they? I had a Metallica phase and
Maybe.
I
Soundgarden.
remember the Metallica phase.
Ronnie James Dio.
Who's that? Ronnie James?
Dio, man.
Dio
It's
who?
like
Cassius Dio.
Ronnie James Dio. He's like a god of metal.
Who's he play with?
Rainbow, I think he
Oh,
was in
fuck no.
as well.
Rainbow? Are they a metal
Black
band?
Sabbath. He sung with Black Sabbath in Ozzy's absence in the mid period. Yeah, Rainbow Metal. Man on Silver Mountain.
Oh yes, yeah, that yeah. I think of it. Is it Since You've Been Gone?
Yes.
That's Rainbow in it.
I think it is.
It's not metal.
Don't mention that.
No.
Isn't that hair guitar?
Hair metal.
Hair metal, that's it, sorry.
Saxon.
Hair metal, I would
Hair
say,
metal
is
band.
like Motley Crue.
Yeah. Yeah. Motley
The
Crue.
other ones, Nicky Six.
Poison.
Brett, yeah.
Poison.
Poison, yeah. Brett, what's it, was the singer.
I think it's called Poison.
They call
Quiet
Poison?
Riot.
Yeah.
White Snake.
White Snake.
Is that what they're called?
That's just
No.
other bands.
Oh, is it?
No, I never got into hair metal.
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi.
Jinx, double jinx, no black magic, no backing out.
Bon
Yeah.
Jovi doesn't count for
It
anything.
all came out of LA, didn't it, in the sort of early to mid 80s.
Me too.
Roses, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
But they were sort of the hard edged latter period of hair metal, I
Sang
suppose,
about
weren't they?
heroin addiction and stuff.
Yeah. I'm never a big Guns N' Roses fan.
Just like the singles.
Yeah. I remember, I think the first time maybe I heard Guns N' Roses was Terminator 2 soundtrack.
Yeah.
You Could Be Mine.
I like
Which
that
was a
song.
brilliant song, yeah.
I remember that being on the
Used to
chart show.
air drum to that.
Yeah.
There's a great drumming in it. I'm guessing that was Matt Sorum era.
Is that,
Guns N'
is that the
Roses.
guy who died? Or had a stroke
No,
or
Matt
something?
Sorum's still going.
Is he?
Who died?
No, he
Guns N'
didn't die.
Roses.
He had a stroke, didn't he?
Is he straddling? Is that?
Was it?
Don't know.
Right.
I think he's still in him as well.
Is he?
Is he? Or is it Duff is, isn't he? Duff McKagan.
Duff McKagan, yeah. He's playing guitar now. Is it Buckethead or is Slash just
They did reform all of them, didn't they?
Yes.
Briefly.
I believe so, yeah.
Have
With
you
one
seen
of the
him now?
drummers.
The
Axel.
yeah, he looks.
He's
he
a
looks
mess, isn't
a
he?
mess, yeah,
Yeah.
proper mess.
He filled in with AC/DC
Did he?
and apparently did a really good job.
Right. Well,
When?
I mean, he's talented.
A
he
couple
just
of years
looks a
ago.
mess.
They went on tour because who was the regular AC/DC?
Roger? No.
Bon Scott.
He's the one that died, isn't he?
The singer.
Yeah. He wears a cap.
Malcolm.
Leather cap. No, Malcolm died. He's the rhythm guitarist. Malcolm
Brian Johnston.
Yes.
Kevin.
I'm guessing he was filling in. Did he have an accident? Was he involved in an accident maybe? Or
He
he
likes
had
fast
He's
cars.
into cars, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think maybe he had a medical issue.
Yeah. Well, they got Axl Rose in. And did a really good job, apparently. Because most people were thinking, fucking hell. Because he's so notorious, isn't he, for being unreliable.
Car crash.
Do you remember
Yeah.
seeing him live at Leeds Festival? We had to
No.
wait fucking ages.
Oh, my God.
We-
Yeah.
it
Was
was
that-
Fun Living Criminals on just before.
Guns N' Roses.
With Buckethead.
Pre-Buckethead, I think. No?
It was 2001, maybe. I think.
Yeah, something like that.
That's when they weren't together then, though. I think that was
Slash, wasn't it?
some kind of thing that Axl.
So Rose had the name.
Was it not just GNR rather than Guns N' Roses as well?
I don't know.
We were waiting for Chinese Democracy, I think, at that time.
Oh yes.
The album
Yeah.
that
Took
should
years.
never have arrived.
Yeah. The long mooted. When did the second album come out? Is it called November Rain?
Use Your
Use Your
Illusion.
Illusion.
1 and 2.
So that was a double album, or did it? Was it 2 releases?
I think it was 2 releases.
Was it?
Can't remember.
What was the one with spaghetti on the front?
Forget.
I can't remember.
It's not Appetite for Destruction, though, it should be.
Appetite for spaghetti.
Oh, dear.
I've got an Appetite for Destruction poster that I could bring in here.
No, really.
Yeah?
The one with the band cover.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
So, Armistice Day.
Yes. I always find it quite emotional, even though I know it's weird. I've no kind of direct connection to anyone in the forces. You know, I think my granddad worked on Spitfires,
Right.
but mechanic side rather than flying them. But I figured out what it is. It's Abide With Me, the hymn. Fucking kills me. I don't know what it is.
First one that we did at church today.
Yeah, that's just I'm a mess.
My mum was telling me before that her granddad was in the First World War and he got sent home injured, hand injury. But the thing is, he was only 19 when the war finished, so he couldn't have been there long. But you're saying fucking
In the First
children,
World
are they? 18, 19-year-olds. Yeah, First World War, this. Her other granddad was too old for the draft,
Right.
I think. Because I think the draft age was 35, maybe, to start with.
Some horrendous
top
stories.
level. Yeah. I mean, what did they say? Lions led by donkeys, wasn't it? Is that the quote?
Something like that.
It's called the BEF, the British Expeditionary Force, what we first sent. I think there was only 120,000 soldiers that we had. And they had a reputation for being particularly having like a gallows humour and being unfazable. Compared, like the French were amazed at how they just wouldn't let the bastards get you down,
Staunch,
stiff upper lip and all that shit, cliched nonsense.
Yeah.
But they did have a reputation for it.
And the years of fighting all over the world.
The what?
Years of fighting all over the world. It wouldn't have been that long since they would have been involved in a war.
I think
Dunno.
it's all the empire stuff seems to be dead easy. Didn't we go for all like pushover countries? And
Well, no, I think there was still quite a lot of sort of things that went wrong, wasn't there? I don't know.
yeah,
I'm sure there was some defeats in there, but
someone posted like a grid map of the Somme on the internet today, and it was in 250 meter squared grids. It had blue numbers in it. If I can find it, we'll retweet it. But it had blue numbers which was the number of bodies they found in each of these areas, and some of them were like up in the 700s in a 250 meter square piece of land.
It's a meat grinder.
yeah.
Absolutely horrendous.
We were very close not to getting involved. The German ambassador was having meetings with Prime Minister up until practically the day we announced war, because we only had a handshake agreement with Belgium. It wasn't like a treaty. It was called the Treaty of London, but it wasn't like a
They're written down.
solid stone. We had to guarantee their neutrality, and the Germans wanted to go through Belgium to get to France, but the Belgians put up a fight, so the Germans had to start. They came across resistance from the Belgians, had to start fighting Belgium, and they were trying to convince us to stay out of it, but we didn't.
It's an interesting period of political history, really.
Fucking, it is, because Europe was just a powder keg. Everyone knew there was going to be a war, and it was a question of what's going to set it off, and it was one fucking terrorist incident. That's all it took, and then it was doomsday clock. Then one assassin, Gavrilo Princip.
He didn't do a great job of it either, did he? Cocked up.
He botched it. Yeah, they were called the Black Hand. It's like this nationalist Serbian. Thing was, they announced Archduke Ferdinand's state visit to Sarajevo, and it was on a particularly significant date. It was at the anniversary of a particularly humiliating defeat of the Serbs by the Austro-Hungarians. So it's seen as tactless and a bit. It was a bad day to pick for him to come. So when he did come, there's this group. Princip was 19. He's a fucking kid again. And there was like 3 or 4 of them in this coffee shop planning how they were going to do it. The group they were called was called the Black Hand. Anyway, they had there was sort of a conspiracy that maybe they had some sort of state involvement from Serbian government or whatever, but who knows. But yeah, they had like grenades and guns, and they saw the motorcade coming up. One of them chucked a hand grenade. It went in the car and bounced out, exploded, injured a load of bystanders. So that's it. Parade shut down. The car speeds away, and the Archduke in his car says, "Well, I want to go to the hospital and meet the survivors. The people who've, you think of it, it would happen today. They'd be in a fucking bunker straight away, wouldn't they? They wouldn't entertain being in a public place." Anyway, the driver goes to this hospital. Princip thinks, "Oh well, we fucked it up." Goes for a butty, and the driver isn't really familiar with the car or the roads, and he goes down the street the wrong way, stalls it, and Archduke's there, and they stalls it just opposite this butcher shop where Princeps going for a sandwich, and he walks out, and there's the Archduke there, pulls out his gun, bang, kills his wife.
I thought I heard that. I heard it was like a bit of luck.
Completely random.
Yeah.
We should mention Dan Carlin at this point.
Oh, fucking hell.
If you've not
Brilliant.
already heard it, Blueprint to Armageddon. It's 6 3-hour-long episodes based around this and the build up to the First
The
World
first
War.
episode in particular, where it talks about the political situation and the botched suicide, and because I mean that was one thing. They kill the Archduke. Then what happens is Hungarian Empire declares war on Serbia. Shit. Well, Serbia actually do quite well against them. Plus they have the Slavic, and it drags the Russians in. Well, it's threatening to drag the Russians in. So, Austro-Hungaria's ally is Germany. So, you've got this war going on between Austro-Hungary and Serbia. The big question is Russia going to get involved? And then Russia announced they're going to mobilise the army. But the thing is, because the Russian army is so vast, it takes forever just for them to get them going. So then Germany has a decision. And its decision is to declare war on France. So they make the calculation that they can go to France, who have a mutual defence pact with Russia, defeat France, and then get back across Europe before Russia mobilise and finish Russia. They can do them both, one after the other. Can't do them both together. Mm-hmm. So, the border between France and Germany at this time is like the most fortified border in the fucking world because of the Franco-Prussian War. Mm-hmm. You can't go through it. They need a speedy win over France.
Had the Kaiser like unified Germany at this point? I mean, would that happen before this?
Yeah,
Had it?
yeah. Germany was the emerging power in Europe. Mm-hmm. Russia was on the decline. In fact, Russia wanted the war to come early because they were losing the technical battle. They'd just been dicked by the Japanese. Russo-Japanese war, like a decade, 15 years earlier, because of the technology isn't as good and they're a slow beast. So Germany can't go straight across to France, so it has to go north, it has to go up through Belgium. So they warn the Belgians, they send these German soldiers on bicycles, posting leaflets through doors and saying, don't mind us, German army, just coming through, just don't blow up any bridges, don't blow up any roads, we've no trouble with you, we know, you know. So what does Belgian Prime Minister do? Destroys all the bridges, destroys all the walls, mobilises his army. So the Belgians put up a fight, which dragged us into war. And it held up the Germans long enough that the Russian army could mobilise. And they have a war on two fronts.
Blimey.
Fucking mad.
It is mad.
It's mad the way he talks about how the German army mobilised, how precision. He talks about that march. It was witnessed by an American journalist.
Right.
The Wehrmacht marching through. Is it the Wehrmacht?
No, that's
World War Two.
Yeah.
What's the name for First World War army? Germans. Never mind.
German army.
He gives this eyewitness description of the German army marching through. It's like this misty evening, and he said you could set your watch to him. It was amazing to watch, just the way they were organised. And he talks about the supply and the carriage trains and the amount of logistics involved in mobilising this army. It's really impressive. You know, but yeah, I'd recommend that to anyone who's interested.
Yeah, hardcore history, isn't
That
it?
first episode's really good because it goes through all the political. It talks about all the royal family being linked, you know, cousins and cousin Nicky, doesn't he? The Kaiser calls him cousin Nicky, Tsar Nicholas, and all that. So yeah, I'd recommend that to anyone.
Is it free?
Yeah,
Yep.
Is it?
yeah. In fact, download it because like his older episodes, he's taking them down now. Mm-hmm. They've been up for like 5 years to download, and then he gradually replaces them with the new ones, and you lose access to the older ones. So yeah, just download it. It's free.
I think he's got a Patreon.
Has he?
That podcast is well worth subscribing to and Patreoning.
Very good.
Definitely.
I think they asked for like a book a show. That's his deal, isn't it? A book a show. That's all we asked for.
Maybe that's worth it.
And considering one show, I mean, it takes like 6 months because the amount of reading you have to do.
Is he a historian then? Is he an academic?
Well,
No.
historians call him. It does hardcore history Armageddon, not Armageddon, addendum.
Yes.
And one of the first episodes, he had an interview with We follow him on Twitter. Fucking hell. Ancient Rome author. His name, fucking hell. Can't remember. The Storm Before the Storm. He wrote a book about the lead up to Julius Caesar, how the Republic fell apart. And he basically called him, he said, you are a historian, even though you're not. You know, you say you're not, but you are.
What was it called again?
Hardcore History.
Yeah, no, the
Blueprint.
Blueprint for Armageddon. I enjoyed his recent episode about the USS Indianapolis.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. I think that was the
In the pub.
Yeah,
It's a story from the famous scene from Jaws.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember
saying,
Quint? They're comparing wounds, aren't they? They're getting pissed. It's night time, isn't it? Spielberg's shooting star overhead, like he puts in every film.
Spielberg.
Yeah, and he talks, Quint, the captain of the ship, talks about being on the USS Indianapolis. 1,200 men went in the water, 300 came out, sharks took the rest.
It's that's another kind of tough listen.
Fucking probably. I mean, Dan Collins says it. This is probably the worst place to be ever in the history of humanity. Where would be worse place to be than that?
I don't know.
I mean, you're sinking first. You're sinking. You're getting hit by a torpedo in a boat.
Yeah.
You're thrown into the water, ingesting oil and salt water. If you're in the North Sea, you would die within a couple of hours through hypothermia. But this is warm water, so it keeps you alive. And they were alive for, was it 4 days?
I thought it was 3.
It might be 3 days, 3.5 days before they're rescued. Blistering heat. No water, blistering heat. Probably injured to some degree.
Yeah.
And everyone's getting eaten by sharks. It's like,
Shit.
doesn't get much worse than that.
Were they not on fire as well with the oil?
Oh, a lot of them were, yeah.
There you go.
Well, a lot of them ingested it. He talks about one guy who did somersaults of vomiting. He vomited and did somersaults in the water because of the diesel he'd consumed. It's horrific to listen to. Puts things in perspective, though.
Gross. Yeah. So, back to modern politics. Did you see the leader of Free World not attending a
Bob Geldof.
service? Yeah, a service in France, a cemetery for US war heroes, because it was raining and it was too windy for his hair or something. It was
No.
raining and he dodged it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was at the. I thought I saw pictures of him at something.
He was there today, yeah, but he didn't go yesterday because of the rain.
But today's the day, isn't it?
Yeah, but there was a thing yesterday.
The service or something.
To commemorate the American dead.
Yeah.
Can you not just
It's
have
like-
a man holding a umbrella over his
Steve McLaren.
over his
so.
hair?
Have you seen the video of him getting into Air Force One with an umbrella, and he can't figure out how to close it, so he just kind of he tries to pull it through the door once, and he just lets go. He walks in and the umbrella's just there.
Into the fucking thing.
Someone else will get
He
it.
doesn't think about that, does he? He's obviously got some kind of issue, age-related brain
You think he's going
degeneration.
senile?
Yeah,
He's
definitely.
72, isn't he?
Definitely.
Really?
Is he not? Is he
Definitely senile.
70? Or is he older now?
He's old as shit.
Wasn't Reagan 80 by the end of the
Yes, and
second
he
term?
was
Yeah,
getting
Reagan
dementia, weren't he?
Went
in office.
sideways towards the end.
Yeah. There was the midterms, wasn't it, this week?
Yes.
Does anyone know what happened?
Yeah, they lost the House but kept this
The way around.
Senate.
Senate.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Republicans kept the Senate and lost the House. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, they increased the majority in the Senate.
Hmm.
And he won all the states that he visited and targeted, basically, in the Senate. The House-
Who's going to run against him
So they did
in
Democrats.
2020?
It's
No,
that eyebrows guy.
Oprah.
The old guy, Bernie Sanders. He's old. He is old.
Too
as
old.
shit.
Too
Yeah.
old. There's
There's
talk
a
of
young
Hillary
guy.
running against.
What's the young guy called? He's got a 4-letter name. He used to play bass in like a rock band.
Kemp. Ross Kemp.
No.
Gary Kemp.
No.
Martin Kemp.
No Kemps.
Stop but rattling this table.
I
So-
know.
I don't know who you
what's
mean.
his name?
It's irrelevant.
He was oh, yes, he was going to run against him at 2020.
Oh, right. Why, is he popular?
I think so. He said "fuck" on stage, so everyone went wild.
wow.
I think there'll be. I think there'll be a celebrity go for it.
Who do you think?
Oprah.
Do you think she'll go for it?
Schwarzenegger.
There's been talks.
That's it.
He can't, can he?
Why not?
'Cause he's not born in America.
He was a governor, though, wasn't he?
You know,
Yeah,
you're allowed
different
to
rule.
Oh, is it? Okay.
That was the thing about Obama, wasn't it? They said he wasn't born in America.
Hawaii? Is that not America?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's.
What the fuck? Come on, America.
I know.
Do you want 50 states or 49?
Michelle Obama? Apparently.
Michelle Obama would be a good
Apparently,
one.
there's rumours about that, but she hasn't. I don't think she has been in politics before, but that doesn't stop other people, has it?
No. Hillary wasn't Hillary just First Lady at the start, and then she went into politics. So.
She became a senator, did she first,
She-
before?
Yeah, I
She
think she did New
became,
York, didn't she?
I think she did.
She was Foreign Secretary, wasn't she?
Yeah, and then something else. I don't know. I don't know anybody who would.
There's a really good one who's in Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Female. She was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and she came across really well.
Sarah Palin?
No, ex-Democrat. Ex-servicewoman. Can't remember her name. She's quite hot as well.
Oh.
So she get my vote over Trump.
Beto O'Rourke is his name.
All right, never heard of him.
He's beta. He's Obama beta.
Texas. So that's a big
It'd
country.
be interesting to see if he
Bigger
wins
state.
a second term. I think he'd probably win a second
Okay.
It
term.
depends who they put up, doesn't it?
Mm.
You know, if they put up another fucking corporate shill, you know, like Hillary, then it's going to be...
Yeah.
Apparently the economy's doing quite well over there.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so-
it would be because of all the things he's done.
Right. Oh, so he's quite a good president then.
Yeah, bad person.
Yeah.
He's a
Right.
terrible person. A terrible, terrible person.
It depends on
results
you.
that matter.
It depends on your view, doesn't it, of how much his influence has had on the economy. Apparently, from his decisions, people, like the stock market does well. I think unemployment's gone down, but some people seem to think that was because of some of the policies that have been put in
It
place.
started, yeah, and he's reaping the rewards.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, possibly.
Goal hanging.
And a lot of people say now what Obama did when he first came in. You imagine inheriting like that economic crisis, essentially. So everything was kiboshed that he had planned. And apparently they say
I
he
think
managed it quite well.
What disappointed me, and I think a lot of people about Obama, was that when he got his second term in, he didn't really do much. You know, like the first term, you've got to be quite conservative is the wrong word because it's a political word, but you can't be too daft because you want to get re-elected for your second term. Once you get your second term in,
Build a wall.
that's your time.
Yeah.
You're never going to get elected again. That's your time to sort of free reign and do what you really
But
want
they
to do.
lost the Senate, didn't they?
Right.
So they couldn't pass anything,
I see.
really.
Right.
And when I
That's it. The Republicans were chalking them off, weren't they?
And and I think eventually they lost the House and the Senate.
Yeah.
So he lost basically all of his.
Like, he struggled like fuck to get Obamacare through, didn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And apparently that's not been like a major success rate.
They hate it, don't they?
I don't know why.
Because it's a different mentality, isn't it? They don't.
It's a completely different system, different country.
People don't want to be looked after by the state, do they? They don't believe in the state. A lot of people.
Right, okay.
They don't think there should be.
Believe
The,
in
the
50 states.
federal state, you
Yeah.
should say, yeah.
Yeah.
The
sorry.
more
Yeah. They'll-
I'm Texan
Yeah.
rather than...
Ah, right.
and there shouldn't be this overarching, you know.
Well, they have devolved power a lot more than we do.
They have different taxes.
Like, can you
don't
imagine, we're sort of getting halfway there now because we have the Scottish Parliament, the Welsh Parliament, and Northern Ireland Assembly. But they have different laws from state to state, different tax regimes.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, sales taxes are different in different states. Marijuana,
Yeah.
different states legalise it.
Well, it's better to look at it as different. Each state is a different country, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. The thing is, and like us, they share the same language and the same currency. Although not like the EU, because the EU's the same. United States of Europe, innit? That's what they want.
It's strange. They're very patriotic with it, though. You'd think if they were that kind of devolved, you'd end up with states fighting to actually become countries.
Well, it wasn't that what?
Well, they talk about that with Texas, don't they?
Yeah. Wasn't that the point of the Civil War, though? Didn't the South want to remain as like independent states
Secede
or something? Is that not what it was?
Something like that.
And have slavery.
Yeah, they vary in what we, if you took our analogy of our country, we're more into the federal thing. We don't have that level of devolved power.
No.
We're getting things like it, like mayors and police chiefs and stuff, but like our local council, it doesn't have any power to do anything, really. Can't even stop fracking.
It just has a budget, doesn't it, basically, to spend.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what it decides. But, like I was going to say, the like elect judges and police captains, commissioners.
Who does?
In America.
Oh,
they do.
right.
Or
Yeah.
attorney, is it judges?
It is judges, yeah.
What's the other thing, like the prosecutors?
Oh, yeah.
What they're called?
DA.
Yeah, they elect them as well.
District
It'll be
attorney.
tough on crime.
Do they?
Yeah.
Elect district attorneys. Wow.
It's crazy. Everything's elected.
I'm going to take this to the DA.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been watching the second part of Making a Murderer.
It's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix!
Oh, when did that come out?
Quite a while ago now.
Fuck.
On
Why
my-
no one told me?
I think it was on my birthday.
Right. Did you watch the first one, Ben?
Yeah, I watched a bit of it.
Oh, you like it?
Now bad. It's amazing.
It was like the biggest hit of 2016, 2015.
2015,
The
I
must-see
think.
TV.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
It went viral as well, I think. I think it was word of mouth.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
I heard
yeah.
about that from our last bass player. You want to check out this on Netflix?
Yeah.
Where was it
Making a Murderer.
Yeah. It was
Fuck
brilliant.
me. It was really good, yeah.
Yeah. The twists and turns in that first series was
Yeah.
like fucking-
Shyamalan.
You don't know
movie.
whose side you're on.
No.
You don't know who to get behind because you just can't. It keeps changing. You start off thinking, "Oh, this guy's fucking innocent." They're picking on him. He's probably got learning difficulties, and they're picking on him. They just want to finger someone, not in a good way. And then later on, you think, "Fuck no, he did do it, and he roped his fucking nephew in." And you keep twisting and turning. It's great. So how many have you watched?
I think I'm on the fifth one.
Are they an hour? Or 45?
Varies.
Oh,
Some of them are over an hour.
Oh no! Right.
Only just. I think one was like an hour and 5, then round about an hour.
Well, that's my TV sorted for a week.
But yeah, so they basically spoiler alert. He writes and eventually gets like this crack attorney who's a post conviction attorney. So she's like specialising in overturning wrongful conviction. So yeah, but there's like some fucked up stuff in it again. It's quite good what she does though. I won't tell you too much.
It was the police. You started to distrust the police during the first season
Well,
because you felt they were.
Their defence, the two guys that defended him, was that it was a setup by the police.
Yeah.
Which is like they said it themselves, it was a really risky thing for them to do because they were going against the state, essentially.
Yeah.
And
That upset our reptilian overlords.
and the big things, the big things were the suddenly finding the key in the bedroom. Do you remember that? The car key.
Yes.
They searched his room about 2 or 3 times, and on the 4th occasion they decided to come back randomly and they found a key. And it was just like in plain sight in the corner of the room.
It looked planted, you see.
Yeah.
Looked like they were stitching him up.
And like the other defence, do you remember I remember a big one. They go, "Oh my fucking God," when they went back to his vial of blood and it had a tiny little pinprick in the seal. And it looked like somebody took some blood out of it and planted it in the car from his 1995 conviction or something. I don't know.
Yes, because he was released once. He'd
Oh,
already been cleared of a murder,
Yeah.
a previous murder.
by like DNA.
But he'd done like 10 years or something, hadn't he?
More, I think.
15. So
Maybe
then he came
20.
out
Yeah.
and then gets accused again of murder. And
Yeah.
you're thinking, that it looks like a stitch up again. You're thinking, fuck me.
Well, the other thing was on the radio.
The way they led his nephew on,
well, yeah,
the cops.
Yeah.
That was fucking cruel.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Do you not? Have you not seen anything in the news about what's
No.
been happening with it now? I won't spoil anything then.
No. I was, at the last I heard, the nephew was still inside.
Right. Okay.
Unbelievably. I thought they must have been able to overturn that. But, I've not kept up
It takes
to
time, doesn't it? That's the thing.
I
with
suppose
it.
it does.
And like, the big thing about that was I can't remember if it's that one or something else, but was the power the state has basically to put you in prison, and the lengths they'll go to put you in prison. Because I'm sure, was it that one where the FBI had banned some kind of test, or they weren't doing this test, and they basically went back and said, right, no, we're going to do it for this particular case, and overturned. And he said, imagine if it was the other way around and he was trying to prove his innocence and he went to the FBI and asked them to redo this test. There's no way that they would have done it, basically. Well, no, you're a convicted murderer, and why would we? Do you know what I mean?
I think America has. I think I'm going to get this wrong probably, but I think it's 0.5% of the world population, but it has 10% of the world's prisoners.
Yeah, it's something stupid.
Something
like
daft like that. They massively, per capita, imprison more people than any other
yeah.
country.
Yeah, and it's because it's an industry, isn't it?
Number plates,
Yeah, and
jeans,
but
in
it's
prison. They get paid
Yeah,
10 cents an
yeah.
hour.
I'm pretty sure I watched something else about it, and they said a stat was something like for the United States' entire existence, so from is it 1776 or something?
Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Yeah. When they declared independence. From then until about 1990, there was the same amount of people who'd been sent to prison as from 1990 to now, basically.
Yeah, but that's probably because he's killed them all.
Well, maybe.
A lot of them.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, that's quite an interesting stat, though, isn't it? If
Yeah.
it's true. If I've not just made it up.
It's probably true.
Yeah, they have private prisons, and we do now.
Yeah, but
We
it's
have a few.
it's mass incarceration, they call it, don't they? And in the mid-90s, basically what's happened is what they say is when Reagan started his war on drugs, they got tougher and tougher. So more and more things are being criminalised, was what they were saying.
A lot of it was the hippies as well.
Yeah.
Damn hippies.
Yeah.
We can't. This is a dangerous political movement, but they're not doing anything illegal. So how do we get them?
Yeah.
Make marijuana illegal.
Well, that was
Throw
the
'em
thing
inside.
with the civil
And
rights
black
movement.
people
Yeah.
were more likely to use marijuana as well.
And heroin, apparently.
So it was used against the civil rights movement and the hippie movement, the war on drugs.
Yeah, it's true, and it's in. It's if you watch stuff about Nixon, his advisor admitted to that later, basically.
Yeah, he started it, didn't he?
Yeah,
Flower Power, was it? 1969, maybe,
Yeah.
around that time. And acid. Mind-altering drugs, weren't it? Vietnam.
yes,
Vietnam protests.
yeah,
We're
MK
getting rid of
Ultras.
that.
yeah, yeah.
MK Ultra, that was that's a conspiracy theory which
I know.
became true, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
What they were doing.
It was true.
Yeah. But only after they
Experiments.
it was a conspiracy theory before that. Before they declassified everything. Wasn't the Unabomber a
Yes.
victim of,
Yeah, allegedly.
I think that's, well, yeah.
All right.
Well, his
They fucked with his head, didn't they,
The
with
Harvard,
acid?
the Harvard. Is it the Unabomber? Isn't it the one who sent letters? Not the.
The one who lived out in the sticks with
Yeah.
no technology.
Yeah, there was a thing on Netflix about him as well, wasn't there? There's been a few things on Netflix about him.
Not an out on Netflix about him.
Yeah, there is.
Heard
Well,
from
I've-
other things.
And his Harvard professor basically, tried to brainwash him.
He was a super clever guy,
Yeah,
the
he's
Unabomber.
a genius.
Yeah, and he came to this decision that technology was going to wipe out mankind,
Yeah.
and then decided to go and live in the sticks and just cut himself off, live off the grid.
But he got his manifesto published, didn't he?
Yeah.
But do you know why they did that?
No.
Because they thought that if they publish his manifesto, someone would recognise the way he wrote.
Oh my word!
And someone did.
Wow.
And that's how they got him, basically.
Wow, that is clever. Risky.
yeah, very risky.
But he stopped bombing after he released his manifesto, and he agreed. I think that might be all wrong as well.
Weird.
A lot of it's wrong, but you know,
That's fine.
we have people to correct it.
30%.
He's correct.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson was on Question Time this week.
Jordan
That was a
Peterson.
big thing for me
He was very well dressed. Very well dressed.
Do you think he's had hair plugs? I think he's had hair plugs.
I don't
It
care.
looks like he's had
I
hair
think he's had a hair transplant.
He's got a good beard now. He looks healthier now.
Yeah,
He's grown
he
his
did.
beard.
He always
Now
looks
he's-
a bit pasty and
Now he's
fucked.
on the all beef diet.
Is he on the all beef diet?
That's all he eats, beef
Is it
steaks.
Testosterone.
apostrophe beef? All beef.
No, only beef.
Oh, right,
He
okay.
eats nothing but beef steaks.
I eat nothing but beef.
No, you don't. He does.
Oh, right,
That's
okay.
all he eats. And he believes it's giving him major health benefits.
It probably is.
Just eating beef.
Oh, I'm serious. He eats nothing but beef steaks.
Isn't that
That
the
is his
opposite of
diet.
what
Is he
people
not
say
just, is he
today?
not just going to die?
No, he's got better. That's the point.
How's he got better? How's he measured it? Give me some stats.
Meat
And
sweats.
he admits it's anecdotal. This is anecdotal, but my depression is better. Physically, I feel better. I'm getting less illness.
He looks better. He dresses
He
better.
has an autoimmune condition,
Right.
which has got better since he's been on the all beef diet. It's mental.
Beef, beef, beef.
I wonder if how much of it's psychological him. If he's because he's believing in it.
Placebo
He
effect.
believes in his beef diet.
The placebo effect.
Maybe we should write to him.
I'm sure he gets quite a few letters.
No, I think you should write to him.
Put that on
I'm a
red
keen
paper.
lobster.
I'm a keen lobster.
I'm a keen lobster, and I would like to know if your beef diet could be down to a placebo.
Yeah. Well, next time he's on Reddit on an Ask Me Anything,
Oh yeah, beef.
we'll catch him on that.
Yeah.
Tell me about your beef.
His daughter did it first. Mm-hmm. She has
The all beef diet.
she has a very serious autoimmune disorder.
It's juvenile arthritis.
Yeah,
Do you think- do you
she's
think-
broken every bone in her body.
Do you think it was a euphemism, and he's gone and sort of thought, "Oh no,
No, that's
No,
no
Dad.
pork diet.
I'm on the all beef diet now, Dad. I'm at college." And he's gone, "Oh, that sounds really good."
Beef.
And little did he know.
Did you watch my link from Question Time of the guy in the audience?
Yeah, that was quite.
There was gasps
I know,
in the
I did
studio.
it, I did
I
it.
gasped when I was
Yeah.
watching.
What
You
did he
see
say?
it?
No.
This should
Oh
be
my god! Get to
exterminated.
WhatsApp and pull it up.
What?
We'll have to play this. We'll have to play it. WhatsApp. Yeah, I sent you a WhatsApp link to the YouTube video.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh man. Yeah,
Play it.
I was shocked
It is.
because it was dehumanising language, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Dulwich
Dulwich
Terminator.
Terminator. He became. I'm sure it must have trended
Click on
on
it.
Twitter.
Yeah, it had about 2,000 views when I watched it. How many has it got now?
Disappointing that we're having yet
Up to the
another
mic.
Up to the mic, I can hear.
hand-wringing debate
That's it.
without a single mention of the concept of punishment. And I know,
So we're talking about knife crime.
I know I'm probably being very old-fashioned, but punishment does actually work. Even in Glasgow, it worked. And what happened in Glasgow? They put the average sentence went up. They tripled the average sentence for going around with a knife. They tripled it from 4 months to 13 months. Imagine how quickly we could turn things around if instead of 13 months it was 15 years. And that's for people who carry knives. For people, and don't forget, it is a particular breed of human being that can repeatedly put a knife into another person. And those people should be dealt with like the cancer they are, and they should be exterminated.
Heard a wow.
There was some wows.
That's seriously strong language.
So he's calling for the death penalty for knife abuse.
Do you think it has unintended or intended racial overtones? Some of what you said then.
A certain type of
I
person.
don't think that's what he meant, but you could read that into these choice of
I
words.
don't think. I think he was getting angrier and angrier as he was speaking.
Yeah, he was that fed up with it.
Yeah.
There was one in Dulwich recently on their doorstep, and it's happening fucking near enough every day now in London.
Well,
It's getting
there's
ridiculous.
100, isn't there, died in London?
More.
100 murders or something?
More.
This year.
More. I think there's been 5 in the last 6 days.
Mm.
Or something daft like that I read in the news. It's a serious crime, particularly in London.
Well, yes.
Gang related.
He uses the word breed and exterminate, which is ways of dehumanising people.
Yes.
And I don't think he was doing that. I think it was just his anger that's made him choose some words. I don't think he's being racist.
No. He's tarring all people who kill people with knives with the same brush, which is fine.
When you strip the hyperbole back, it's like you said. Basically, he's asking for the death penalty for knife killings.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Have we ever talked about the death penalty here?
I don't think so.
No.
I think we have. But maybe on an unbroadcastable.
Well, we might have done in the early one of the early 6-hour special. Yeah, death penalty. So what crime now would warrant the death penalty?
Hammurabi would say murder.
Harambe.
An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. You kill me, I kill you.
The boats.
Give him the boats. No, I think it'd have to be humane. It has to be a humane death.
Electric chair.
That's probably not considered humane.
And they're stopping lethal injection because they keep botching it.
Yes.
And it's a fucking pain worse than
Do you
death
know-
until you die.
Yeah, the
Knitting needles to the
best
back
way,
of the skull.
apparently, is
Carbon monoxide, isn't it? Laughing gas.
nitrous oxide, isn't it? Yeah, because
Right,
you go out on a high and you just pass out.
That's got to be cheap to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you do that on this lethal injection
Yeah,
shit?
gas chamber.
That's it, yeah.
Gas chamber nitrous oxide. Probably because when people come to view it, they'd be laughing his tits off. Or her tits off. And
Yeah, but that implies that they want him to suffer.
Well,
And
they
they
probably do.
shouldn't. No, they shouldn't do. They should be
You
happy
could've-
enough that he's having his life taken away.
Anaesthetised first.
yeah, I suppose that's what they're supposed to do with the lethal injection, isn't
Why not
it?
just a massive general anaesthetic? You know, with the overdose and then
LSD.
acid
Who
bad trip.
Who was it? I think it was probably Lewis Carroll or someone like that who took a massive LSD overdose on his deathbed. So he
And wrote Alice
tripped
in Wonderland.
into death. Yeah. That's probably quite a nice way to go, to be honest.
You didn't say whether you were for or against the death penalty.
For
For not anything. Anything of your
downloading
choice.
music.
Yeah, Napster.
Yes, although there are far too many miscarriages of justice nowadays for it to be
So no then.
not in the current state of
Oh, right.
justice. But I think
Isn't that one of the biggest problems that stops people convicting with? You lose conviction rates because of the death penalty, because the jury's so afraid of getting it wrong and sentencing an innocent man to death. That's one reason why the death penalty can be seen as having the wrong effect.
In certain states, the jury decide
They can decide between life imprisonment
or death.
right.
Imagine doing that. I think it might be Georgia. Might be one of them.
Right. God.
it'd have to be clear.
Do you know-
In certain cases.
If someone's that evil, can you make a case for it? They've done the most heinous crime you can think of. There is no chance of rehabilitation.
Like walking the wrong way round IKEA.
Aldi, because
The
aisles are
the
now.
aisles, yeah. God.
I had a family yesterday. Fucking hell, I met them 3 times. Going around in circles wrong way. She was just doing it around me up.
Probably.
I don't know. It's tough. Probably, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of crimes don't get punished enough, I think. So like if you, I don't know, I can't think of any examples really. There are loads where you get a small amount of time in prison and
Fucking
then you're out after
murder.
2 years.
You can be out in a few years, handful of years.
Yeah,
You know,
that's not right.
some manslaughters and things. What's the minimum term for a convicted rapist? Do you reckon?
14. It's 14
I bet it's
for
not.
drugs, so
I bet it's. I bet it's.
that's
less than
maximum.
that.
Sorry, minimum.
Yeah, minimum.
It's probably community service. or a fucking suspended sentence.
Really?
I bet it is.
Fuck. Because I thought we had minimum terms for all crimes.
I don't think we do.
No.
Maybe for
that's
murder.
maybe that's the judge's what do they call it? Discretion. I sentence you to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 8 years, and then they're out in 4. We good behaviour.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens. We know of one who used to live near me in my childhood home.
Oh yes, yeah.
He has a new life now
Yeah.
across the Pennines.
I wouldn't get upset if that Lost Prophets guy was swinging from the gallows.
Fucking hell, that's dark, isn't it? I really like their second album as well. But yeah,
He did some fucked up stuff, didn't he?
he went out with Fern Cotton as well.
Yeah.
for a bit.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's quite
Can you
good-
imagine
he's a
going
good-looking guy, wasn't
having
he?
an ex who was that?
Yeah.
That's bad enough without being one of the victims.
It's weird.
The fucking weirdness you'd feel if your ex was that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hell! He must have some sort of protection inside.
Yeah, you would have thought he'd be in
Do you reckon?
protective custody, wouldn't
I
he?
think he was it Roy Whiting, the Sarah Payne murderer. He got stabbed this week in prison.
Did he?
Oh,
Shivved.
Huntley, Ian Huntley.
Did he
Did he
not?
die? I
He
think
killed
he
himself.
Did he kill
He
himself?
hanged himself.
Oh, good. Best decision he ever made.
It is good, but that's almost like escaping justice as well. I
Yeah.
don't know.
No,
That's the
no,
thing-
I
that's
think
the
no.
reason-
Get rid
Yeah,
That's
Get
the
rid
reason
of him.
I wouldn't be in favour of the death penalty.
because it's
because
like
they don't suffer. It's,
No.
it's a quick way out.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'd rather see people suffer in
Do
prison.
you know what I think? Do you know
Do
what I
people
think? The
suffer in
purpose of prison.
Yeah.
I see
enough.
Unless you're clinically insane or whatever.
You get TV and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think. Shit, I think people suffer enough in prison for the crimes they've committed. In a lot of cases.
The problem is it's not punishment, is it? That's not.
It's supposed to be rehabilitation,
Yeah.
right? But you can't. Some crimes, I don't think there's any rehabilitation from.
No. But if they were deemed unrehabilitatable, then they would go to some kind of secure hospital.
there are murderers who have been rehabilitated.
I've met a murderer who's been rehabilitated.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, seems all right.
Let's get him on the podcast.
Wouldn't have him babysit.
No.
No.
What about for sex crimes? Chemical castration. Followed by actual castration, no anaesthetic.
I believe a paedophile can elect for chemical castration, can't he?
No.
As form,
I don't
I think
think
he
so.
can. I think he can. As part of his punishment. Maybe in the States, if not over here.
All right.
But yeah, they can elect for that. They inject you with estrogen. Estrogen, is it?
I don't know.
I think your testosterone production can be totaled
Right.
once you
But
start
can't
taking.
you reverse that though? There's
No.
a risk that you could.
No, I think there's irreversible damage to your testosterone regulating system.
Right.
They grow tits, I think.
Okay.
I think it's a bit like taking estrogen.
That's not a punishment, is it?
No, it's a consequence of having the sex drive reduced.
Give them a small pair of boats
Yeah.
For testicles.
for the test and the peni.
Do you know what? I'm sort of against the death penalty because I don't. It's one of these where I don't know if a state has the right to take a life.
I say that all the time. I said that loads of times on this podcast.
No one listens.
No.
I can't remember you saying that.
Yeah, because you're always pissed.
The state is
Yeah.
it the state that should
The
be
state-
decided by the
It's a philosophical
Victims.
thing, isn't it?
The thing is, if you agree with that, the state doesn't have the power to take a life. What about a police officer who's a sniper and he's got a guy with a suicide vest walking into Arndale
Suicide bars.
suicide bars in his vest walking into Arndale Centre? Should the state have the right to take that life?
Shoot through the leg.
If it's an enemy combatant, what about defending our fucking green and pleasant land? Does the state have the right to take a German life 100 years ago today before 11 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can't. So that's that gone, isn't it?
No.
So the state does have the right to take lives.
It does in,
Yep.
in certain circumstances.
Well, your philosophy is the state doesn't have the right to take a life.
In
Well, it
certain
clearly
circumstances.
does. We give them the right.
We voted
Yeah,
that
but
shit.
from a philosophical point of view, it's wrong because it does.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my argument against the death penalty, and I pretty much debunked it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I just have to go with mine again, where
Yeah.
it's not enough punishment to die.
See, I think that the prison is there to keep the public safe. That's what I think the prison is there.
It's there to rehabilitate.
No, that's what I mean. I don't think it is there. I think you can do rehabilitation in different ways. It doesn't have to be in a prison. I think the prison is there for public safety. Only as far as I'm concerned, only violent offenders should go into prison.
Okay.
Right.
You'd have to give punishments other way through community service, or fines, or other things. You have
Tarred
to-
and feathered.
Shaming, public
Totally
shaming.
bring
I'm
that
well
back,
up for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah.
idea of that.
You frauded.
Stocks.
Have you seen what they do in Spain with people who owe money?
No.
Bull ring.
You hire.
Throw them from a clock tower.
This is a
Feed them to the
cultural
lions.
thing in Spain. If you have someone who owes you money, you can hire a guy to go and stand next to him and follow him around all day with a sign saying, "This guy is a shit." And you can have him dressed up as a bear doing it.
Oh, you can do that here, though, surely.
You can pay someone who is played bagpipes outside their house morning, noon, and night to shame them. It's a Spanish cultural thing I learned about the other night. We don't have it in this country for the reason that
You disturb other people.
We're not as free and open as the Spanish.
That's Spanish.
I can't remember the reason.
We're not as angry.
Privacy laws.
It's not as warm because
No,
you get very
it's to
cold
do with the
playing them.
judicial process, and
They-
there's a logical reason to not have it.
They have
Oh, it's like reporting, isn't it? I suppose it's like reporting you can't report on a case. So if you had someone walking around with a sign, everyone would know. He's kind of reporting on a case.
Yeah, it was more broad than that. It was more about we can't do public shaming in that way. But I would be up
And
for-
yet people
for
get
that.
kneecapped for owing money to the wrong people.
yeah.
Yeah,
in
the
this
wrong
country.
people, I suppose. Yeah. Is that like corporal punishment? What they call it that?
Kneecapping.
Cane.
The stocks in the street in the town square.
That's what they used to do
that'd be
with
ace.
debtors. Well, debtors prison and stuff.
Yeah, so I think the four walls of the prison are there just for violent offenders.
But you go to prison if you don't pay your council tax.
Yeah, that's what I don't agree with.
Well, yeah, there was someone saying that was like a return to debtors prison through universal credit. People, because sometimes there can be a 6-week delay in getting your first payment,
Yep.
and then it's monthly. So if you spunk all your money, which I don't. If you spunk all your money, you spunk all your money, don't you? But you fall behind on paying council tax, so you have to pay a bit extra, but you can't afford it, and then it builds up and builds up,
Yep.
and eventually you end up in prison for not paying your council tax.
Do you have
sorry.
to pay it after you get out of prison?
Probably.
Just because it's 14 days or something.
What, for prison?
14 days prison for not paying your
Right.
council tax.
Wow.
And a year of council tax is, I don't know, $2,000 or something.
Fucking hell, you posh.
Yeah, no.
It's about 1,400, I think.
Ah, shit, I think ours is like nearly 2,000,
Yeah.
actually.
Is it? Oh, you must be like band B.
No.
We're band C or something.
We got ours downgraded as well when we moved
Oh,
in.
right. We might be band F then.
But could you almost choose to go to prison, save $2,000, 14 days in prison?
Do you know what? This is part of Jordan Peterson's argument against Bill C-16. And it's about
Bill who?
Michael B. Peterson.
Oh, yeah.
B. Jordan.
The state has the ultimate use of violence at its disposal.
Ultimate.
So it starts with a fine. If you don't pay the fine, you get a court summons. Then you might get community service. But ultimately, the only thing the state has is violence. That's its only method of control. So he would potentially go to prison for not using a preferred gender pronoun. Compelled speech.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
He would, yeah. He could do eventually, couldn't he? If he was repeatedly
If
fined.
you refuse to pay the fine, it's like if you get a parking ticket or a speeding fine, you refuse to pay the fine, you get 3. Oh no, you just get 3 points, don't you?
Well, that, or, you know,
Maybe
a bailiff comes with it, then eventually...
Like a car park.
You don't end up
You
going to
get
prison
clamped.
through that, do you?
If you get clamped, I don't know. You just got bankrupt, probably, do you?
I don't think you go to prison for it.
No.
They just come on you. What's happened? Are we allowed to talk about your ticket or not?
No, there's a case in progress.
All right, okay, we can't report on a live case.
No.
Are you challenging a speeding fine?
No.
Parking
Do you
fine?
remember
No.
what happened?
No.
I'll tell you about it off air.
Oh, right,
And I'll
okay.
tell you, listeners, about it in a podcast special.
In 28 working days.
In 2020.
Yeah. Well, I know.
What's going on? What the frig's going on?
Yeah, that's kind of where I am at the moment.
Oh, there was a massive story this week.
Massive.
Massive story. Bonfire night.
BON.
Bonfire night. A
FI.
video emerges of a
gonna spell
group. A group of people in a
Group.
back garden,
Garden.
and they torch an effigy of Grenfell Tower.
Yes, they did, yeah.
Idiots.
Massive story.
Yeah, massively idiots.
And they were in London, weren't they? Wasn't like somebody in...
Somewhere down south, wasn't it? You're
Yeah, it's
talking
in
about
London. I'm pretty it's in
The
London.
same sort of idiots that attack ambulance crews and fucking
Yeah.
firemen and fucking idiots. Idiots. They're the people who are idiots.
Should they be murdered by the
Should
state?
they get the death
Thing
penalty?
is, I went to a
No, they should be tarred and feathered though. Definitely, definitely tarred and feathered.
public shamed.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good.
Well, they
yeah.
already have been.
And
haven't they,
chemically
in a way?
castrated.
The problem is that they're being investigated by the police, and they may be charged with a crime, a hate crime.
It's not a public order offence.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
It's a hate crime.
Well, it depends. Any crime can be a hate
But
crime.
when you're saying actually, some people do get publicly shamed in the press.
Yeah.
yeah. No one reads the bloody shit rags, do they? They need to be publicly shamed on television.
I'm on the Mail Online every day
Ugh.
because it has a sidebar with semi-naked women on.
I went to a bad taste party once, and there was a commotion. I was inside the party in the lounge. There's a commotion. Go outside, go out. Everyone starts rushing to the front door.
Burning Cross.
And
Yes.
yeah.
Was it?
I look at the bottom of the garden, and there's a crucifix on fire. And my mate Simon is walking up the driveway in the full white hooded outfit.
Fucking hell.
For a bad taste party.
Yeah.
And it's known throughout that side of the family that is the greatest fancy dress outfit that has ever been witnessed.
Wow. Well, he certainly fit the bill, didn't he?
How do you mean?
Bad taste party.
Yeah. That's the
Well,
point.
people go dress up as like Myra
The
Hindley
point-
and things like that. Don't
His
they?
wife
Hitler.
came as Myra Hindley.
Yeah. So
The point is to be as bad
Controversial.
taste as possible.
Yeah.
That's what gets the best. My brother-in-law went as a jar of Marmite.
that's
No,
funny.
that's good, yeah.
funny, yeah.
That's funny.
Marmite. I went as a paedophile.
Which one?
Just a generic flat-capped. Sprayed my hair grey,
Right.
tweed jacket, dressed like you
I
basically.
was going to say that's not right.
And the missus went in a schoolgirl uniform.
Right.
It was my idea just to get her in a schoolgirl uniform. And I was offering her sweets all night. And my brother-in-law's mum came as the Virgin Mary, and she gave birth at midnight. It was a
Right.
live birth.
A lot of
Jesus.
people went into some great detail for these.
Yeah, it's a big thing. It happens once a year. We're going to have a party. It's going to be Vickers and Tights, or Halloween, and this year was Bad Taste, and it was superb.
Fucking hell. So you're saying that Grenfell Tower burning kind of fits in that
In that
controversial...
it's incredibly bad. I think they were doing it, they were doing it to have a laugh, and it's a terrible taste. And I don't condone it at all, but I don't think they should be investigated by the police. I don't think it should be a criminal fucking matter.
Do you think they should be given the opportunity to explain themselves? Because I don't think that has been...
I think
That's
they've probably
probably
got
important
fucking
as well.
police cars outside their house every day because of the public anger. They're probably at threat. The girl was the wife was a teacher, I believe, who made it. Good luck going back to school on Monday morning. Fuck me.
I think it's a bit naive, isn't it? I assume they must have uploaded that to the internet themselves.
It is incredibly naive. If it didn't, before the internet, which the Ku Klux Klan was probably pre-internet or dawn of internet. I was probably I was 19. So 16 years ago.
60 years ago.
Ironic that schoolgirl is older than you then.
Mm.
In the costume.
Yeah, but I had grey hair.
Oh, yeah,
I was made to look old. I had prosthetics.
Did it never washed off?
It never came out. No, even Barber can't get rid of it. It won't grow out. Fucking magic highlights don't grow out.
No.
Fucking, you'd make a bomb if you invented that, wouldn't you? Vidal Sassoon, magic highlights.
And it's making you go bald.
I'm getting the widow's peak. I'm losing it. I don't care though. I'll just shave it.
Your dad came out once. We just happened to be walking past his house, past your mum and dad's house, with my wife, and I think the pram went to my mum's, and he came out and, how you doing? How you doing?
Was he waiting for you at the window?
It must have been, yeah. He probably just misses me.
Yeah.
And he took his flat cap off. He goes, soon you'll have one of these. The thumbprint. There's a bald patch on his head. His bald head. It's a thumbprint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the last time I seen him. No, I didn't. I saw him at half looking like he was going to pass out at one of the toddler groups.
Oh, fuck. They're a nightmare, them. It's just a wall of noise. It's like going to an AC/DC concert.
We went climbing today.
Oh, at that place that got Barton Grange?
No, it's near Longridge. Clip and climb it.
Yes, I've seen the
Did you climb?
board.
No, I didn't.
Who did climbing?
The little one. She's very good.
All right.
Yeah. Storming right to the top of the
No
poles
fear.
and stuff.
She hasn't fallen yet.
No, that's it.
You need to get her to fall quick. But not from a great height,
no.
but just to
Well,
reality
she,
check.
She has fallen, but she just gets up.
my son
Oh, right.
And brushes herself off.
fell off the
She's
sofa
fearless.
today.
She is. She's crazy.
You what?
Someone fell off the sofa. Said, "Don't roll over, you'll fall off."
Backwards?
Yeah, what did he do?
Back at head?
No, he just on his side.
Oh, that's all right.
One of our friends' daughters broke her collarbone doing that.
Idiot.
Young.
Gotta learn how to fall properly on
Yeah.
your head.
Yeah. Bounce off your head.
I went to the Science and Industry Museum today. I saw
Ah,
some
yeah.
fucking massive planes. I didn't realise how big they were, planes.
Planes
Yeah.
are huge.
You never been to an air show, right?
Yeah, I remember going to one at BAE years ago.
I went to Farnborough once.
Did you?
Yeah, they had like the stealth bomber there. And
They
all
are
sorts.
ace. Air shows are fantastic.
Yeah, I won't go now though. I've seen too many crashes on
They
YouTube.
do it over the sea now, don't they?
Oh,
I think there's
God,
going to
no.
be a new. I think there's going to be a rule, and the only place that they're allowed to do them is over the sea.
That guy crashed into that car, didn't he?
Yeah,
Last
yeah.
year, the year
Years
before,
ago,
and it
yeah.
all got caught on camera. It was
Yeah,
Just
that's
horrible.
awful, that, wasn't it?
Getting
Horrible
on
to
with
watch.
the daily business there.
But I was
the
going to
bomber
say,
comes
have
in.
you been and seen what's there? There's like this
At Manchester.
prototype Lancashire Lightning, but it's fucking massive.
Oh, yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that the one they
Lightning.
got from Salisbury? Have they moved it there?
I don't know. It
No,
seems bigger than
they're
the
still
one.
outside.
It seems bigger.
God.
They've got two outside now. They've got an F-35 as well.
F-35?
The
one they did with the
The new one,
Yanks?
JSF, yeah.
Wow.
F-
Lockheed?
is it
BAE and
F-22?
Lockheed, is it? Lockheed Martin?
Yeah, Lockheed Martin.
Yeah.
And then they had this other massive. I think I said to, I keep almost saying her name, but I said to my wife, my girlfriend, really. It's a Lancaster bomber.
It's not a long.
It's not Lancaster bomber though. It just looks like a Lancaster bomber. That's fucking massive.
It's a World War II plane.
Yeah, but it's
Gloucester,
based on
I
a
think.
Lancaster
Is it
bomber.
Gloucester?
I can't remember what it was called, but it has a dual propeller. So it has two propellers on each engine. But it was designed in 1949. It was in service until 1991.
Fuck off.
It was, yeah.
Fucking hell.
The last one came out of service in 1991. It was amazing because of delays to Nimrod. It said. So that's what it was used for. It was used for finding boats. But because I was with my wife and my son, I didn't get to read many of the signs. I had to be hurried around them.
Signs are the best bit.
What
as
else
well.
was at this science museum other than planes?
Stevenson's rocket.
Stephen?
So my
Just coming.
We said I'd have a joke at the beginning.
Yeah, we did.
Callback. It's a callback, that.
and my son seemed to enjoy. There was a guy from the museum doing a talk about it, and he just I just stood at my wife had gone to the toilet, and
Shit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And we were just waiting in
I wonder
the.
if Bolt's been for a shit.
Oh yeah. In the lobby
find
area,
out.
and he was doing his doing
that?
his talk, and he just kind of there was like about a group of 10, 20 people stood in a semicircle listening to him, and my son kind of just wandered over and just looking at it, like at his feet, just looking up at him, going, talking about something. Kept saying hello to him, and he wasn't having any of it.
Right. What else was
Quite
in the
funny.
museum?
Fucking loads of stuff.
What? We had the rocket.
Yeah,
Stephen.
So in that hall, that warehouse, at the back is like cotton stuff, so all the cotton making shit.
Oh, they were fucking working. Was the mill working when you were there?
They have displays, but I wasn't allowed to stick around for that. 'Cause
Can't
Oh,
change
it's ace.
my wife was getting angry at that point. So there's a little soft play thing, and then you go upstairs to the first floor, and then there's like shit for the kids to do. Like you can bang on some pipes.
Mm-hmm.
There's one of those things that's light that makes noise. Yeah.
Right.
Spin some stuff.
I'm going now. For a piss.
Oh.
It's nearly time to go anyway. And then we went downstairs, and then in another one, went to another. Across the way, there's some old trains. That was the other thing. It was this fucking massive, articulated steam train.
Wow. I didn't think the place was that big. It's a house, all this shit.
Yeah, it's quite big. And then the cafe's nice. And then we went to. There's an 1830s warehouse and an 1830s station. It's a bit. Yeah. Yeah. It's communication in the warehouse. It's like ITV, TVs, and things like that. And then you go across the road, and that's where all the airplanes are.
Was there enough for the little one to do?
He's like looking at the trains, and he liked some of the stuff on the first floor, and that was it.
Yeah. It would be a bad day out.
Free.
It's free, yeah.
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah, big thing that. Because usually you're talking a tenner for an adult and maybe 3, 4, 5 for a concession.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Yeah, so it is a big thing.
So
that.
we went on the train, and that was it. You enjoyed going on the train
Yeah.
as well. And it was empty. I think everyone stayed away from the trains because they think it's on strike. It's reduced service. And we walked around the markets. It's just the same shit repeated every 5 stalls.
Is it?
Yeah.
What kind of shit?
Christmas shit. These Christmas markets are open.
I was perusing the Aldi Christmas catalogue at my mother's at
Was you?
tea time.
What are you
Oh,
thinking
there's
again?
all sorts of fucking goodness in there.
Like what?
Oh, anything. Ice wine.
Ice wine.
Have you tried Canadian ice wine?
No, it's ice wine.
Oh, it's amazing. It's like a dessert wine, and you get it in a thimble. Or what? The best thing you keep it in the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing, you get these little chocolate cups,
Mm-hmm.
little about maybe 1.5 inches across at the tip,
Mhm.
and you fill them with ice wine, and you eat the chocolate. It's like a little dessert.
So is the wine supposed to be frozen?
The wine you keep in no, it's liquid,
Mhm.
but it's kept in the freezer,
Okay.
so it's ice cold when you drink it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a dessert wine. It comes in like a little thin bottle, maybe 50 cls or 75 cl. I think Aldi, 75 cl, so a small thin bottle, £16.
And then what? And then you're supposed to, and you have to buy the chocolate cups.
Oh, you don't have
separately.
to have that. That's just something my
Well,
brother showed me that this did in Canada.
I think you should, stick to the, what do you call it?
Port,
No,
gin,
no.
Beef.
that's all I drink. Ports, they have some nice ports in the catalogue. I'm talking about the Aldi Christmas catalogue.
Canadian ice wine.
Ooh,
Canadian ice wine. You ever had it, Ben?
never.
Recommend it. Get a bottle from.
Yeah.
Get a bottle. It's the best £16 you'll ever spend.
Yeah.
Did you see the articulated steam train?
No.
It's
I wish I had.
It's fucking massive.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to go. I think we'll go maybe next week.
It was okay. I mean, it is a bit meh. But
Meh.
yeah, it's okay.
Do you take the boy to Eureka in Halifax?
Well, that's where we've been threatening to go
That's great.
for ages. the trains aren't running properly, are they, at the moment?
Oh, I don't know
think
the train driver.
they're electrifying the line.
Alexa.
How long does it take to drive there, though?
An hour, maybe?
An hour to Halifax?
It's not far.
From where we are, yeah.
Over the 62, isn't it?
Is it?
It's not far.
Oh, fucking drive then.
I mean, you get to
Skipton.
You get to Leeds in an hour near enough.
It's an hour and a half, isn't it, to Leeds?
Oh, no.
It is. No. It is.
It's not at 4:30 in the morning when I used to go.
I rolled my eyes there for the listeners.
Worked at, I did a big job at St James's Hospital at Leeds.
Gross.
New oncology ward, a unit, massive, multi-millions, probably 100 to 500 million pound job, something daft.
How much of that did you get?
How much did I get? I don't know. I can't remember how long I was on it. Maybe I was on it 3 months.
Fucking hell, you drove to Leeds every day for 3 months?
Oh yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, £1,000 a week
Jesus.
for 3 months. So yeah, what's that? 12 grand.
Not bad.
So probably before tax.
Yeah, you didn't pay tax.
Back in the days of the boom, before
Yeah,
everyone's
the construction
wages
boom.
got stagnated for 10 years. But yeah, it was good money, so that's why I went there. I used to drive to Middlesbrough in day.
I know, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, that was 4:30 set off.
Yeah.
Because we started at 7. 7 o'clock start in Middlesbrough. Finish at 3, 7 till 3. But again, 200 a day on a first fix. If you're on a second fix, you get 300 a day.
Why do you get more on a second fix?
Because you used to pay 400 for a second fix.
What?
First fix, they paid you 200.
Yeah.
So for first fix a flat, 200.
Yeah.
So if you do that in a day, that's 200 quid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second fix were 400 a day. But you could get a second fix done in a day and a half. So you got 400 for a day and a half.
Oh, right, okay.
What's
know what I
the
mean?
third fix?
But why did you get paid more?
Final fix.
Oh, day and a half.
Right.
That's fine.
That doesn't exist.
No.
No.
What's a fix?
A stage.
Right,
So first
okay.
fix, you pull your wires in.
Yeah.
Second fix, you put all the sockets and switches on, mains consumer unit.
Right.
It's first fix and second fix.
I need to talk to you about our consumer unit. It's got a big hole in it.
What?
Yeah.
Where?
We had a smart meter installed.
Oh, fucking hell. They've rubbed the fucking tails loose out of terminals, and you've
Something's
had a
happened.
loose connection on your main live coming into consumer unit, and it's melted a fucking hole.
I don't know,
Probably
he
melted
said-
your main
He
switch.
said there's a big hole here, don't put your finger down it. And put some tape around it.
Fuck. Is it burnt? You can smell it?
No.
No.
I don't know how it's happened, but it's a fucking mess. Anyway. It's
Does it like
underneath the boiler.
Does it look like it's melted, or is it just a smashed hole?
I don't know. He's put tape around it, so maybe it's a smashed hole.
He's probably just smashed it.
I
hasn't
hope
he?
so. It's plastic, I take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brittle.
Do you want to have a look next time you're around?
Take a photo when
Next time
you
you're in the area.
send us a photo tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah, if it's a mechanical hole, then that's just an accident. You can just, you can deal with that.
Yeah.
But if it's a hole caused by loose connection burning, because they're notorious for it now. They're fitting these smart fitters, train these fucking monkeys to fit smart meters on a 3-day course.
Are you coming to have a look then?
And your wires come out of your meter, 2 big chunky wires, 25mm they should be, into your consumer unit. So they disconnect the wires out of the meter that go to your consumer unit and waggle it and fucking thrutch it about like that and put it into the new smart meter, and it's making loose connections in your main terminal in your consumer unit. They're a nightmare.
I've got a smoke alarm in that room.
Good. Yeah, you can get it for peanuts now. You can get interlinked smoke alarms cheap now.
Yeah, we've got
with
mains-
Bluetooth,
mains
battery powered.
programmed.
Oh, I mean, yeah. If you're already on hardwired ones, then that's great. You can have 8
Can you
want.
install hardwired ones if we wanted some more?
Obviously, yeah.
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 I might actually do that as well.
But they now have some battery powered wireless ones,
Right.
interconnected ones.
Oh, yeah,
So,
so-
you have one in your hallway and one in your landing, one on the 3rd floor bedroom if you've had a loft conversion. And usually, if there's a fire in the kitchen, you want them all to go off. So they have to be linked with a wire, usually hardwired. But they now do battery powered ones that communicate via Bluetooth wirelessly. It's a massive technological leap forward in
Yeah,
smoke
definitely,
detectors.
I need to change my smoke detectors.
Yeah, you should check the batteries, test them when you set your clocks back. That's
Yeah.
what the fire brigade tell you. Just put it in your head. You should also test your RCDs as well every 3 months.
Why don't you come and
But
test them?
no one does it. Well, you do it. You just press the button. to trip it and then reset it.
Ours probably trips automatically every 3 months.
Yeah.
Really? Do you have
Yeah.
RCD problems?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, mine trip all the time.
We've got that
dodgy
garage
guy
here.
fitted it.
It's in a plate. Get a new toaster, you fucker.
Yeah.
Blame me. Fucking brand new wiring, brand new consumer unit.
Something's gone wrong.
Was it? Fuck.
I think it saved my life a few times.
Has yours got a hole in it as well?
That's it, yeah. Mine smells of burning.
That's the toast.
There's a pool of molten plastic underneath it.
Well, when you wade past all the Christmas decorations, they're stuck to it now.
Fucking under our stairs, we've got boiler and consume unit under there.
You got
And
a boiler under the
yeah,
stairs.
yeah. I felt sorry for him doing it. I knew it was.
It's going in here.
I paid him cash. And give him a bit extra. Actually, I actually tipped him. I think I tipped him 50 quid actually because he'd done such a good job and on time when he said he were gonna. No fuss. He put it in where I knew was a fucking horrible place to put it. So yeah, Chrissy were called, and no one can eat. You know, because normally I recommend Clivey Baby, but this Chris were really good. He did our boiler, and I remember giving him. Someone asked me, "Do you know a boiler man?" I said, "Yeah, this guy's really good. Give him a number." And they rung me back and said, "We can get hold of him." And I heard that back a couple of times, so I think he dropped off face of earth.
Are you sure he was a
Can't be
boiler man?
arsed sometimes, can you? Tradesmen are like that.
I'm very reliable.
I told you about you are, yeah. That's the worst thing about the tradesman's entrance.
The reliability.
Yeah, because I think I got 5 quotes for doing something in our kitchen. I mean, 5 people round, I should say, and had 2 quotes.
Andy didn't give you a quote yet, has he?
No.
I bet he hasn't. No.
No, it's too late.
Why have you could pick someone?
Yeah, next door neighbour will do it.
Really?
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah, it's fine. I don't
He
care.
did your brother's, didn't he? The garage.
Yeah, I recommend him to anybody. He's quite reasonably priced.
What's his name? It's a company name. If you're going to give him a shout out.
I can't on the
Oh,
no.
no.
Because I want to be associated with this filth.
Andy's your next door neighbour.
Yeah.
So yeah, your location would be
It would be blown.
Bruce Wayne's
Yeah.
identity would.
But yeah, he's
Vanish.
a really good builder. If anyone wants to donate to Patreon, I'll let you know where he is.
Have you selected a builder yet, Ben?
No. No.
I'll give him his details. He'll probably go to where you live.
Yeah, sure.
But he's busy until the new year.
Well, it's going to be, I think this will be February, March,
That's when we're getting our kitchen done. So
April. I think this will be April.
I'll give him his number. He'll probably.
Yeah.
Have you had any builders round yet?
Yeah, couple.
A couple.
Yeah.
The thing is because he's so busy. He might not.
Metrosexual fucking incel.
He might not. He might not be asked coming round.
He might not be asked coming round.
Yeah, because he's busy for like months.
Right.
He's been working on this job since May. He said.
Right.
Someone's like,
It's busy and slow.
someone's sold their business for a couple of million or something. He said, and they bought a house, 600 grand, and they must be spending. He said he must be spending 250,000 doing it up.
Yeah. Nice. That's the kind of customers you want.
I think that's what he wants. Basically, he wants like jobs that are going to last a few weeks.
I had a new experience on Saturday morning at work. I put in copper sockets for the first time.
Copper socket.
Copiers.
You know, copper's fucking mega in fashion now,
Yeah,
isn't
it
it?
is, yes.
With kitchens and
Oh,
shit.
copper colour.
Yeah,
Copper. Copper pans, copper fucking handles,
yeah,
copper
yeah.
lights, it's all
the
in.
colour. Yes,
And I fit copper sockets and a few spares and light switches on Saturday morning. They look really nice.
Yeah.
You like to
Black
read
plastic.
Black plastic. You can have
Apertures.
with black or white. Inserts. It's called
Inserts.
black inserts. I want stainless steel black inserts.
Right. Very good.
can it have copper inserts?
No, it's
It's
got to be
very dangerous,
It's
isn't
got to
it?
be an insulator. No,
Yeah, I like copper.
copper is not an insulator. It is a conductor. The wires in your house are made of
Quite
it.
the opposite.
That's what the round earthers want you to.
Not the best
believe.
conductor though, is it, Ben?
No.
You'll know this. You're a scientist. What's
Yes.
a better conductor, metal conductor, than copper?
Gold.
Water.
Gold.
What?
Platinum.
Water.
Gold.
Gold?
Platinum.
Human cells.
I'd go for gold. I think gold is.
Platinum.
Platinum? Don't know.
I don't know. I'd say platinum.
Platinum.
I I think gold is.
Steel is a worse conductor.
Steel's not very good.
No.
Steel's a mixture of metals, though, isn't it?
It's iron. Yeah, iron. I should have said. Iron's a worse conductor.
Carbon. Graphite.
Graphene.
Graphene. Is that a conductor?
Graphene.
Graphite.
Is.
We're pioneering this in the northwest, aren't we?
Yeah,
Graphene
Manchester,
and
yeah.
North Wales, I believe.
Manchester
Graphene.
University. Yes.
You're talking nanoscale graphene.
It's a single layer of molecules, isn't
carbon
it?
atoms.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the Saudis this week,
Oh God.
and you know, there's been controversy about this killing the embassy guy, and people say, well, we shouldn't be selling them weapons. And I heard the argument brought forward that, well, it's better if we don't sell them the weapons, someone else will. The Russians, the Chinese, whoever, anyone. So it's better that we're selling them the weapons and then we have some pull diplomatically with them.
Yes.
I thought, yeah, that makes sense, that.
Well, apparently, I was listening to Radio 4 on the way home from work, and the foreign correspondent, the guy who uses the walking frame, him,
Timmy.
he said that the Turks knew straight away what had happened. They knew that he hadn't
Right.
disappeared or he hadn't left, and he said
exploited
they have
the
they
situation.
have a recording. So they bugged the embassy, and they have a recording of what happened, basically,
Yes.
audio recording.
And video.
They said that it's just audio.
Oh, I believe they said video as well.
All right, okay.
But audio and video evidence. But the thing is, they can't release it to the public because then the foreign countries will know how they bug their embassies. That's the reason for not
Well, yeah,
releasing it.
that, and they want to just make Saudi Arabia do something for them, don't they? Basically,
Gustav Mahler
is that the metal?
is one of the greatest conductors. Silver. Silver is silver. Better than
Silver?
gold. Better than
Really?
the others.
Cool.
But no, because it's the best thermal conductor as well.
In that it releases less heat
Or-
when it's conducting electricity.
no, I think it conducts heat better. So you could have a silver pan if it wouldn't melt.
It'd be better than a copper pan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah, because
Imagine having a silver pan.
well, they had silver
and burning your fucking bacon in it.
silver service. They had, didn't they?
The silver
No, silver
surfer.
plates and stuff.
The silver server with silver service.
I would imagine like queens and kings and shit had gold pans. Would you not?
No.
I thought they would.
Doesn't
Gold
gold
knives and forks. and
doesn't
stuff.
gold melt at quite a low temperature? Maybe not like 100 degrees, but
Everyone's gold fillings are dripping out in Marbella.
yeah.
Oh, platinum's not very good.
I didn't think
Is it now?
It's 10.
Where's gold?
Gold is third.
What's second?
Third.
It's
Copper.
Copper. Copper's better. Gold's
Better than gold.
Copper's better than gold.
So copper's the second best conductor of electricity as far as metals.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good trade-off then.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice to look at in home decor, and really good at
Conducting.
conducting electricity. You go, Copper. You go.
What's the chemical symbol for copper? Is it Cu?
See you.
Yeah, it is, because I write out
Cu.
some fucking certificates.
See you
You
later.
should know that.
See you next Tuesday.
So when you get a headphone jack and it's got gold on it, or a HDMI lead that's got gold on,
it's better than stainless steel by a country mile. But it only matters if your wiring's gold as well.
Yeah, you can't detect that difference audibly.
that's what I mean.
Most people can't tell the difference between MP3s and...
No, fuck that. You know our mate who came on the podcast, Scott?
I was going to say, we should get him back.
Yeah,
if he
yeah, we
wants
can,
to.
yeah. He's big into his vinyl, actually. He's just getting a new setup, and he was asking me about cartridges, whether he should change the needle for this super expensive one. And to be honest, I mean, you'd have to be a complete audiophile to notice the difference.
Some sort of savant.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
told him to just spend it on records.
Beer.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a law of diminishing returns, isn't there?
I think a lot of this stuff, I mean, you've got to be, like you say, you've got to be a super expert to notice anything.
And a lot will depend on your speakers and stuff.
Oh, yeah. And your amp and your everything.
That's what I learned about guitar amps. Changing the speaker, mate, it's a fucking completely different amp. Completely world of difference in sound, changing the speaker.
I put a Celestion 15-inch in that Trace Elliott. It was well better than the than what was in it.
I only use Celestion.
Do you?
My Vox has an Alnico Blue 12-inch Celestion
Very
in,
nice.
which is the best modern speaker.
Wow, that's better than mine.
My VHT Special 6 has a Celestion V30 speaker, which is a more aggressive cone. More of an aggressive cone. I'm a bit of a fucking nerd when it comes to Celestion speakers.
Excellent.
And
what other amps do I
what
have?
sound difference does an aggressive cone produce?
Massive. The difference between a V30 and a 12-inch greenback is massive.
How does it sound different?
More aggressive. There's no more way of describing it. It's more punchy, more in your face.
Attack.
In the through past Cheryl Tweedy over there, through the garage door to your left hand side, if you look at the third shelf up, you will find a 1967 Celestion greenback, which is what Hendrix used, Jimmy Page, all the rock gods. And the thing, what is significant about I think it was 72 or 71, there was a fire. 1971, I believe, there was a fire in the Pulsonic Cone Factory.
Okay.
Before this date, all Celestion speakers had what were called Pulsonic cones, and they were called Pulsonic cones by the firm that made them. And there was a fire in the Pulsonic cone workshop, and all the tooling was lost, all the special sauce, all the things the way they made the glue, all the knowledge was lost, all the tooling.
Wow.
And so, you can tell by the stamp. Is it a 235? There's a certain stamp in a Pulsonic cone.
Right.
So
is that one in the garage of Pulsonic?
Yes, baby.
Where did
I've
you
got
get it
two.
from?
eBay. I check the stamps, chassis stamps, cone stamps, stamps match the chassis stamps. It's legit. And I've got a pair, one 8 ohms and one 16 ohms.
Nice.
And I tried that in. I had a speaker cab with both of them in, and I nearly creamed my pants.
Wow,
Just gorgeous. The amount of difference a speaker can make to your guitar.
Why is it on the shelf
unfathomable. Because I sold the cab. I went from a separate head and cab. I went back to a combo to the Vox.
I prefer separates than a cab.
SE15 TV H1 Heritage Series 1950 year anniversary from 2008.
That's a valve amp, isn't it?
Oh yes. Yes. And it's one of the only valve amps you can buy these days. Even though you can't buy them now because they're not making with an EF86 preamp channel.
Oh yeah, one of those.
Yeah. The Bratty EF86.
Bratty.
Most preamp channels are 12887.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like the perfect for rock music, just a standard rock tube.
Yeah.
Loads of amps going back to Fender, Marshall, all the fucking boys. 12887 in the preamp slot. Right? Vox, the SE15 came out in 1958 or whatever. They used to use this thing called an EF80. Oh, I fucked it now, I forgot it. EF81? EFF81 preamp tube. Which is really bratty and fucking and like I'm gonna slap you now. It's great. And you can't buy them. You can't get guitar amps with an EF86 preamp channel anymore.
Wow. Wonders never cease.
Yeah. So that's my gigging amp. The VHT Special 6 is my practice amp because it's only 6 watts. But it's 6 really good watts. Because there's watts and watts.
Great watts.
Someone says I have a 100 watt amplifier. That don't mean shit, does it?
No.
If it's 100 watt solid state, that's weak as piss compared to a valve amp. You know, an AC30 is only 30 watts, but it's all valve, and Brian May gigs with a fucking wall of them, and if they're deafening. I tried one at Hamilton's once. Went there, and I thought I turned it up to like number 3, and windows were rattling.
Nice.
It was too loud, too heavy.
What do you think of orange amps?
I don't like the distortion on them.
No.
They have their own particular sound, and it's fine if you like that sound. but I just don't like. My mate has a tiny Terrier,
Well, yeah,
15
yeah.
watt thing. It sounds great, but it's just not it's not what I go for. I'm more into cream. I like creamy overdrive.
Right. Doesn't your massive pedal board give you any
Yeah,
alternatives?
but do you want to derive it from the amp?
You want natural.
Natural saturation. You don't want to add it to the signal when you've got it on tap through your amp. Like the way I set my amp up is that if you pagger the strings,
Pagger.
it goes crunchy. It starts growling, bit of overdrive. Do you know what I
Plinky.
mean?
Yeah.
But if you just lay it off, it becomes clean. So if you stroke it gently like a cat,
Okay.
it sounds clean, like Coldplay. And then when you start to dig in, that's because you're playing the amp. That's what's so good about Hendrix. It wasn't that he was the best guitarist ever. He played the whole thing as an instrument. Guitar, Jim Dunlop fuzz face, Crybaby wall pedal, into an amp set. He played the whole thing. He didn't play the guitar. He played the whole thing to produce the sound. That's why he was so genius. You've heard him do Star Spangled Banner at Woodstock. That's not playing guitar. That's playing the whole setup. He's playing the amp. He's the way he manipulates feedback and things like that.
Yeah.
It's not playing the guitar. You can't do that on acoustic. He's playing the whole setup. That's why he was such a genius.
I've got so much to learn.
I thought you played really well last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
I was
getting back
expecting you to be
into it.
rusty.
Yeah, I was
You seem
expecting me
fine.
to be rusty, to be honest. It's because I do so much shit that I'm not good at. But going back to something that I was pretty good at is refreshing. It's
Well, you
really
put a
good.
lot of
Enjoyed
hours
it.
in with that stripy band.
I did.
What were they called? The stripe, not the white stripes.
King Kayak.
King Kayak. Because you gigged prolifically with them, didn't
We
you?
did,
Nearly
yeah,
every
yeah.
week
Yeah.
in Manchester.
Yeah.
And practicing midweek as well.
Yep.
So that's really tuned you up,
Yeah.
hasn't it?
It was good. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm really enjoying it, to be honest.
Phil sent us a link to a Take That song, the latest Take That single.
I'm out.
Yeah, I was like, why are you sending me this? Am I supposed to laugh at this or cry or what? I think he wants to cover
Which
it.
one is it?
It's forgettable. Something about. I'm
Could
gonna
it be
get
17
rat
instead
house
of Christmas?
tonight. Can you what?
He's 17. It's coming up to Christmas. Isn't it?
It's not my favourite Christmas song. What's your favourite Christmas song, Matt? Mine and my eldest is the same.
In the bleak midwinter.
Oh, old school. Fuck.
Or Panis Angelicus, if that counts.
Right. Why you, Matt? You thought about it? Do you want to tell you mine?
Yeah.
Mine and my eldest is Last Christmas
Well,
by Wham.
wow.
It's my favourite Christmas
It's up
song.
there. It's definitely up there. George Michael was a good songwriter.
Andrew Rigby was a good keyboard player.
Yeah.
No, not Andrew Rigby, that's Builder. What was he called? Andrew Ridgely. Andrew Ridgely. What else is up there?
The one I'm thinking of. I
A
can't remember the
Spaceman
name.
Came Travelling.
Oh, yeah.
What's it called? Lady in Red. Krista Berg.
Mr. Bird.
That's a great Christmas song.
Driving Home for Christmas.
Road to Hell. Who's that by?
Chris Rea.
Chris Rea, yeah. My dad was a big fan. He had loads of cassettes of Chris Rea. Yeah, that's a very jolly one. I like Driving Home for Christmas. When you're on your way home from work on the last day, when you break up for Christmas, that's a great time to play that song.
Yeah.
I tell you, this could be my favourite actually. The Power of Love. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. I'll protect you from the hooded claw. Keep the vampires from your door. I feels like fire. I'm so in love with you, precious soul. Dreams are like angels. They keep at bay. Oh, that's a great song. Slade,
That's the one I was thinking of.
is that your favourite?
I would think so, yeah.
I
It's
love
Christmas, isn't it?
That's a great cover. I know that one actually, Ben. We could cover
Oh
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
We'll do some Christmas stuff.
Yeah, I love that.
What's the one I like? Blue Christmas is pretty good. I think Elvis did that.
Oh yeah, I think
Blue Christmas.
that one. A maudlin one.
Christmas without you.
Oh, I tell you what, there's another one. It'd be in my top 5. Mariah Carey.
Oh yeah.
I don't wanna love for Christmas. All I want for Christmas is you. That's definitely a top 5 for me. I'll have her, I'll have Wham, I'll have Slade, I'll have Frankie Goes to Hollywood, and I have room for one more. I might have Band-Aid, just to be,
Do they know it's Christmas?
yeah.
Do they know it's Christmas?
Who's your favourite
It's a bit
segment?
sad, isn't it?
Who's your favourite segment? Who sings the best segment in
I
Do
see what
They
he
Know
does.
It's Christmas?
I know the answer.
I'm voting for Bono.
Bono.
It's nothing God is there instead of you. Who else has the best segment? Who's your vote go for?
I could only think of George Michael.
Oh, what's he do?
I don't know.
God save.
Sting, is he not in it?
Sting is in it. And the warm snow in Africa this Christmas. That's not Sting. Boy George has quite a nice bit
Does he?
early on, early doors.
What does he sing?
We need to go. We need to sing the song, don't we?
How does it start?
It's Christmas time.
It might be that.
There's no need to be afraid at Christmas time. And then Boy George. But in our world of plenty, we can spread a smile of joy. Put your arms around the world. It's Christmas time.
He's just all
George Michael. God say a prayer. Pray for the other world at Christmas time. Who does this bit? It's hard. Where his voice cracks. It is George Michael, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's got a good turn. Elton John's in it,
Is he?
isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Midge.
He
what?
arranged it, didn't he?
No, Midge sings. I'm sure he gets a line in it.
Does he?
I think Midge. Oh, Paul Young.
Yes.
He does a good line.
Paul Young.
Paul Young, he was like incredibly popular in the 80s, wasn't he?
Yeah, we missed that. It was like 5 years too early for us. It was Michael Jackson when I was that age, that young. We were a big Jacko fan.
Wacko Jacko, yeah.
I used to have Bad on one side and Thriller on the other side of a cassette.
What a great cassette.
And that was my listening when we used to go on holiday in Cornwall. I used to listen to that. I would listen 6 hours. I'd just turn the tape. I'd just do it for 6 hours. Well, I only had one tape. That's the only tape I had.
I remember...
My brother probably had a few. Probably had a Level 42 Genesis, a couple of others. I just had Michael Jackson bands of that. I fucking loved it. I'd be a young girl. You came and you changed my world. Fucking loved it.
Simon Le Bon.
Dirty Diana.
Dirty Diana.
Oh, do it. Brilliant.
I used to get
song.
confused about that song. I think it was about Princess
Princess
Diana.
Diana, yeah. Because they did have a friendship, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they were pretty tight. Sure, he took her around Neverland a few times. Weirdo.
Creepy motherfucker.
Do you remember the Martin Bashir?
Yeah.
And he followed him around for a bit. And he was walking into that shop just buying everything.
Yeah,
And he had no money.
It was living as a billionaire, wasn't he? He made hundreds of
Spunked
millions.
it all on Megaland, didn't he?
Yeah.
The Netherland. And didn't he bought Paul McCartney's back catalogue.
He bought Apple, yeah. But he's bought it back
Beatles.
recently, hasn't he? Apple, yeah, it's Apple Music, isn't
Paul
it?
McCartney, Michael Jackson once rung Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney has revealed this story. Mm-hmm. Michael Jackson rung him, asking about his future, and I'm being successful now, but I'm worried about the future and what to do.
Oh,
and Paul
right,
McCartney
yes,
famously
yeah.
gives him some advice: get into publishing. That's where the money is. He goes, okay, thanks, Paul. Hangs up the phone. Next day, buys the fucking Beatles back catalogue.
Fuck.
That's almost psychopathic, that.
It is. Yeah.
That's pretty complete lack of empathy, isn't it?
Business, pure business, isn't it?
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure, has he not just got it back now?
Paul McCartney now owns it again, yeah. Yeah. I loved it when they came on Spotify. It was a big deal when they got released on Spotify. It was being emailed me. You know, it's in the press and stuff. And you looked at like the Spotify charts and it was just all Beatles songs, for, you know, for that next week or two, whatever. Favourite Beatles song?
Dear
Come on.
Prudence.
Crikey, that's off the wall.
It's not off the wall, it's off the White Album.
How you, Matt? You got a favourite Beatles song?
Yellow Submarine.
God, you know.
Yeah, I was joking.
Actually,
I don't know, really. It's like one of those bands where like all of them are pretty good.
George Harrison's written a couple of my favourites.
Yes.
Here, There and Everywhere.
My
To
Sweet
lead
Lord.
a better life, I need my love to be there. Here, doom, 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 making each day of the year. That one. That's one of my favourite Beatles songs.
That one.
And the other one, the love song he did with the good guitar solo. Come on. Shit, it's gone. I like, even though it's not really a song, it's a lullaby. The way McCartney sings that lullaby.
Golden Slumbers.
Golden Slumbers.
I wish it was longer.
Yeah, but that's all it is. We have a book of lullabies
It
and
goes
it's in
into.
there.
What's the song it goes into? Because that's good
Yeah.
as well. I don't know. It's good. There's some good ones.
Shit, 10 bells.
Time to go. Droned on for nearly 2 hours.
Oh, sorry about that. I'll see you next week
Fucking amps.
then. Yeah.
It's quite funny though.
Yeah, F86, preamp channel.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on it.
Got some cake.
Listen to this through an FFF87. Bye.
Make sure you've got a 12x7.
No, don't, no, AF86. Wakanda forever.
Through an F22.
Plain.